Shabbat Shalom! Shabbat Shalom! Everybody! Welcome to Rap Ministries. That's Reaching All People Ministries. And I'm Brother Yahoo, a.k.a. Brother Runny. And thank you for joining us today for this holy Sabbath day. Turn this music down just a tad. Well, thank you guys for coming on in today. Got a great lesson for you, a needed lesson in the body of Messiah. And we're going to give it to you on today. A lot going on in the world. You ready for your kids to be drafted into the military? I saw that the other day where they was automatically enrolling boys 18 to 26 into the military, the selective service. Even though we ain't got no draft, we just gonna automatically put them in there. It used to be that you would have to just go do it yourself. I had to do it. When I went to college, they wouldn't give me no financial aid, and I couldn't go to college unless I registered with selective service. Now they don't give you the choice. It ain't passed in the House, the Senate yet. They ain't gonna give you no choice. Now they just gonna automatically put you in there. Just let them know my sons ain't going. My sons ain't going. I'd make a deal with your government. You want to take them too? Me for them. Me for them. That's the only way that anybody from this house gonna be fighting is me or them or nobody. But anyway, I don't know if I'm getting on that. But again, if you listening to the sound of my voice, thank you for coming on in, and you have made a conscious effort to keep the holy Shabbat of the Most High, our Elohim. You listening to my voice, you alive. Everybody didn't make it. Willie Mays, one of the best baseball players in the history of baseball, gone. Got me a Willie Mays baseball card from Kellogg's from the 1990s at the cereal box. Still got it, mint condition. Probably ain't worth jack because it came out of a cereal box. But thank y'all for coming on in today. But you alive. Some people didn't make it. Why you got breath in this body? Give the Most High all the praise, honor, and glory due his magnificent name, and give him thanks because he don't have to let you be here, but he lets you be here, soaking up his oxygen. Powerful song that's going on. Powerful song. Powerful song. Get to the greetings. Thank y'all for coming on in. Who we got in the house today? Let me see. Got y'all on my front screen right here. Grind like Josh. Ready to learn? I'm ready to teach, brother. Thank you for coming on in. You and Sister Jasmine. Mama J. Pope. Thank you for coming on in here today, Mother Pope. Not to be confused with the Catholic Pope. Mother Pope. Blessing to this ministry. Thank you for coming on in. Brother Sterling Silva, you and Sister Sophie. Look at him and tell him yes. Be catching him. All right, be catching the replay. You know what's up here for you, soldier. Thank you for coming on in today. Checking in. He ain't have to, but he did. Auntie, you and your crew, what it do? Thank you for coming on in today, Sister Auntie. Sister Erica Yashel. Elder Henry, thank you for coming on in. Double honor to the elders. Chief Scientist, we see you, brother. Blessings to you as well. Oh, he said, never mind. He can make this one. All right. He in the house. Sister Bree, Annie. Thank you for coming on in. Today. Arkansas crew. Zoma. Shabbat shalom to you, sister. Shabbat shalom to you. Daughter of... Oh, no. I almost skipped your niece again. Sister Yanice, Baby Charlotte, Warrior Caleb, Ohio Crew, what it do? Thank you for coming on in today. Love and appreciate you. Dodo Sarah, blessings to you, my sister. Blessings to you. You're much appreciated. Thank you for coming on in today. Always a pleasure. Always a blessing. Always a pleasure and blessings for a lot of these videos you send me. Especially the Ten Commandment one. Louisiana said, put them commandments in these schools. Now, whether they're keeping them or not, that's a whole nother thing, but post them. Key to life. Thank you for coming on in, North Carolina crew. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on in. We here. We here. Kendall, Winston. Thank you for coming on in. That's K Dub. K D's up. I think so. Bro, Woody, security. I'm gonna need you today, brother. I'm gonna need you today. You got to bust them up, brother. Mama C, hey, Mama C, hey, Shabbat Shalom to you. Said yes, I hope the book. I didn't put the book of Tobit in there, but it would have went along with this class. But I'm gonna turn this music down. Appreciate everybody that came in. I'm gonna go ahead and decrease that he might increase. Just when I say that I'm happy to be alive, I'm happy to be alive. Got breath in this body, activity in my limbs, breath in my lungs, strength, sound mind. You don't understand, man. Go read and see Rock. We talk about, health is wealth, man. oh, hey, Mama C, hey, Mama C, hey. You know I don't be knowing all this computer stuff. She said she waved, but I'm gonna decrease that. He might increase. Let me put that on the screen. Add that to the screen. Let me know, guys. I took that little fire stuff off. Did I change my number? No, I didn't change my number, Brother Woody. I didn't change my number. I don't know if you referencing me. Do I respond to your text messages? I see them, but you send so many, brother. Nah, I see them, brother. My number is still the same. It's still all good. As a matter of fact, I think I got the one this morning. What did it say? Hold up. Let your life radiate joy. With the biblical references. But brothers and sisters, just a blessing to be you alive. Now my number's still the same. Ain't nothing changed. I still keep that thing right up under my shirt. It ain't nothing changed. But let me go and decrease. Let's go ahead and pray and get into the Most High's holy word. Play from the start. Make sure it pops up on YouTube, and we're gonna get going. We're going to get going. It's going to be an edifying class, I believe. It's going to be an edifying class. I do get them, Brother Woody. I do get them. But, yeah, it's popped up on YouTube, okay. But let's go ahead and get on into this teaching. Let's pray. Abba, Heavenly Father, we just thank you for today, your holy Sabbath day. The day you hung in creation millennia ago. Father, we just thank you for all of your people that are here to hear your word. And we thank you that you would bless them and that you would edify them and that you would change them for the better in their lives. Father, we just thank you right now that the word that they hear today, if it applies to them, that they will not just be a hearer of your word, but they will be a doer of your word, because hearers get faith and doers get results. Father, right now, we just thank you today that the devil is bound, doomed, damned, and defeated. And we thank you that your Holy Spirit will flow and cause me to say the things that I need to say to minister life unto your people, the abundant kind of life to your people. Father, we just right now cast out any demonic attacks. We bind them up and we cast them out. Father, we just thank you for unity and peace. And we pray that you alone get all the praise, all the honor, all the glory, do your mighty, powerful, magnificent name. And we pray this in your son, Yeshua's mighty name. Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. All right, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, got a good lesson for you today. What is it? What is it? Brother Randy, go ahead and tell us. Go ahead and tell us. Brother Yehuda, Sister Pam, I am. They don't like no green eggs and ham. They don't like ham, period. Get it out of here. Beat it. Thank you for coming on in, you two. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Yehuda family. Thank you for coming on in today. Appreciate you. Love you. But what's the title of today's class? The title of today's class is What is Marriage? What is marriage? We see you, Jacksons. They in sunny California. Sunny California. In California. Sister Sheila in California. On vacation. Still catching us. Thank you for coming on in, Sister Sheila. I've been waiting on this one. Oh, okay, K-Dub. Okay. But what is marriage? You know, you ask most people what's marriage, and you get a wide variety of answers. A whole lot of different answers on what marriage is. People try to put marriage in a box. And I decided to do this particular class because this particular question has come up over the past year 3 times. You know, and you can't probably, I give them the answer in a text or in an email the best that I can, but it's too vast for you to just to do it. It even came up before maybe a couple of years when we were doing a live Q&A, and I answered a little bit of it, but about 2.5 years ago, it came up in the live Q&A, and it was a satisfactory answer, but it didn't give you the whole story. But today we're going to show you, with beyond the shadow of a doubt, what marriage is, what marriage isn't, and we're going to debunk a whole lot of different things that people think they know about the Bible. But the first thing that we need to know is that marriage is the most holiest institution that the Most High has created. Holy institution. Because guess what? Judah profaned the covenant. Judah. Let's go to Malachi 2:10-11. This is the book that the only thing preachers come to in this book is, well, a man, God, in chapter 3. Oh, they love that chapter. It says, Judah profaned the covenant. It says, have we not all one Father? Have not one Elohim created us? Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our Father? Because we don't understand that the Most High's commandments, those are the words of his covenant, his marriage covenant with the children of Israel. But what did Judah do? Judah have dealt treacherously. And an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem, for Judah have profaned the holiness of the Most High, which he loved, and have married the daughter of a strange Elohim. They married the daughter. The Most High does not want his covenant profaned. I mean, the commandments, those are our vows that we vow to the Most High that we would keep and we would do. But what is it for? We skip to verse 14 and say, yet ye say wherefore, but how when we do this? Because the Most High has been witness between you and the wife of your youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. You look back in history and you see that the Hebrew Israelite men, they was terrible. They just were giving their wives bad names, kicking them out the house, no bill of divorce. Get out! You ain't no virgin. You went a whoring. And I should say this as well. This is not a class for children. So give your children time to get out of here. Give them the day off today. This is not a children's class today. It ain't children. I told my kids already, you're not ready for this one. My son on the brink, maybe he might be understanding. He about to turn what he finna turn 14? Huh? Yeah, he about to be 14. So he getting almost to the age where I would, tell him everything. But but get the children up out of here. They were kicking them out, saying that they weren't a virgin when I married them. They cheated on me, having them stoned, put to death. Or if someone was just kicking them out the house, get out of here, beat it. And so, what would they make that woman do? She go out there defenseless. She ain't properly divorced. Can't get with nobody else. Well, if she do, it's adultery. So they have but a few choices to do. Go and you couldn't remain in Israel. So what would they go? They would go out to the other nation. They would become harlots. Or they would marry somebody and just pretend that they were, they could probably possibly lie and say, yeah, I'm a virgin, I'm this and I'm that. Yeah. He says, but what does the Most High say? He said, you have dealt treacherously, yet she was thy companion, the wife of your youth, that was your companion and the wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the spirit, and wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed. That's the purpose of marriage. The Most High wants righteous seed, right ruling seed. You know, it said right ruling, meaning they gonna go by these scriptures. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherous against the wife of his youth. For the Most High, the Elohim of Israel, have said that he hateth putting away. Most people say he hated divorce. Go watch our divorce. We ain't here to get into that today. We got a class on it. But what's the purpose of marriage? Godly seed, holy seed. But let's ask this granny what she say. I found this. I said, that's how the Most High is dealing with you and telling you what classes you need to do. Watch what this woman say. They ask her, what is marriage? What's the purpose of marriage? Y'all might have seen her on TikTok. She a trip.
I was going to ask you that. Like, what do you feel? Why do people need to be married? Like, what is the purpose of getting married? What is the purpose? Like, a lot of women be wanting to find husbands nowadays. What is the purpose of getting married? So you can have sex wherever you go with people won't talk about you. That's the only reason? Huh? That's the reason? That's the reason for marriage? In that, yeah, other than you love each other. Okay. Because technically, you're not supposed to have sex until you get married. Is that what you did?
But that's what it, and that's why a lot of people get married today now. Anyway, most people could care less about children. They just go, "Ooh, she look, baby, he look good, she look good." Oh, nah, a brick house. Ooh, girl, he put together tall. What they say, a tall drink of water. But what constitutes marriage? Because some say sex constitutes marriage. Does it? We gonna see. Some say you have to have a marriage ceremony at a church with a preacher. Do you? We gonna see. Some say you have to have a marriage license. Do you? We gonna see. We gonna even show you. We gonna show you what we gonna show you everything today. Some say premarital sex is fornication, just like little old sweet little old lady right there just said. She said, "Ooh, gray hair does not mean wisdom." Some say premarital sex is fornication. Is it? We gonna see. We are going to say whatever the Bible says. We ain't going by our opinion. We gonna go by what the Bible says. So Look at this. Congratulations, you have defended the Bible. Now, what do you do with it? I'm telling you, folks, read your Bible. Read the scriptures. That's the instruction book to life. Now, the best way to do to get married, you can watch our ancient Hebrew wedding custom. It's the same custom that Yeshua is going to follow with his return. That's the best thing to do. Go watch that class. Bride chosen, bride price, the betrothal, engagement, which is the ketubah, the contract. The bride got to consent, the cup of the covenant, the gifts for the bride, the mikvah, the groom departs, the consecrated bride, the return of the bridegroom, the hup of the marriage supper. That's the best way to do it. In this particular class, we tell everybody that's in our ministry, if you want Brother Ronnie to me, I've performed 2 weddings. If you want Brother Ronnie to preside over your wedding, you got to sit down with me for 2 1-hour counseling. 2 1-hour, or you can do it one day, 2 hours. Up to you. And we make you watch, we tell you we need you to watch a couple of videos. This is one of them. Watch Who You Marry is one of them, in the role of a man and a woman. You want me to sit down with you? I mean, do anything for you, or you gonna do that? Because I don't want you having when you get in the marriage, you won't have no excuse as to what you're supposed to be doing. You won't have no excuse. You ain't gonna go before some divorce judge talking about we ain't know, ain't getting a boogie boogie. No, Brother Ronnie told you. We counsel people. Then counsel, can't even count them. How many people then been in this office, sitting in them chair, that couch right there, sitting across from me, getting good, wise marriage counseling. I don't take sides. We had some people that didn't make it through the marriage counseling. We're like, no, y'all, no, nope, you ain't gonna. I'm not doing it. Sorry. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy. Let me see. I can't see what that say, sister daughter Sarah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But what is it? So the first place we want to go, if you want to know anything about what constitutes marriage, you got to go to the first marriage that you see in the Bible. What would that be? That's Adam and Eve. Adam and Miss Adam. Let's go to Genesis 2:20-25. It said Adam gave names to all of the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found any help meet for him. And the Most High, whoa, let me stop right there. You know, I'm gonna be your husband your husband don't never help you. Now, yeah, he do. He can help change tires, car, do manly stuff. But your husband don't support you. No, you the help. I done told so many people at work, he a caveman. No caveman. What, you believe the Bible? Yeah, every word. You know you don't. Shut up. You don't even believe Genesis 2:20. I'm trying to tell you, man. It said, but anyway, and the Most High, our Elohim, if you don't want to be no man's help, don't you marry him then. Then you can just do whatever you want to do for the rest of your life. You are here to help the man do whatever the Most High has called him to do. What did the Most High call Adam to do? To keep and tend the garden. So what was her job? To help him do that. Most High said, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth, fill the earth. So he needed some help to do that. He couldn't do that with none of the animals. He needed you, woman. I don't need no man. Get yourself to the independent woman class real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. First surgery in history. First anesthesia in history. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Most High had taken from man made he a what? A woman. She was fine. Whoa, man. That's why they call her woman. Whoa, man. Whoa, man, she fine. And brought her unto the man, and Adam said, he what? And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. That's what Adam said. He said, yep, this is my woman. Therefore shall, now this is the Most High talking. He said, therefore shall a man, brother, how you know that's the Most High talking? It don't say it's him. We're going to show you in a minute. Therefore shall a man what? Leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be what? One flesh. One. And they both were naked, and the man and his wife were not ashamed. We're going to be naked again one more time. One more. Go read Revelation. We're going to have on garments. We're going to have them holy garments back on. That we ain't going to be thinking about all that kind of mess in the not in the millennium, in New Jerusalem. They're just going back to how it was. The shame of your nakedness won't appear. Oh, man, what that said? Where that Bible at? Hold on. You don't want to get off too much, but I just said something and I can't just let that be. I can't let that be. Revelation chapter 2 or 3. Hold up. Chapter 3, I believe. Just talking to the lukewarm church. This is 3:18, and Yeshua said, I counsel you to buy from me gold refined in the fire, that you may be rich, and white garments, that you may be clothed, that the shame of your nakedness may not be revealed. And anoint your eyes, because when they sinned, their eyes were open. They knew they was naked. They knew it. The garments of righteousness, meaning you do what he say. Ain't nobody gonna know about nothing. And it might just be bright light up on you where you can't see none of that stuff no way. You're trying to say. But it says in Adam said, that word said is almar. It says to a primitive root to say, used with great latitude, answer, appoint. He appointed her his wife. That's my woman. From that point, that was his wife. Bid, boast, call, certify, challenge, charge, command, commune, consider, declare. Look in the yellow. Publish, report. This my woman. This my wife. But it said the two shall be what? One flesh. How do you become one flesh? Well, in this world, becoming one flesh, a man can become one flesh with a harlot, with a prostitute. When you have sex, yes, that make you one. That makes you one, but that don't make you married. From the moment you say, when you tell her, will you marry me? And she said, yeah, from that point on, you are man and wife. Now, but the next thing you would need to do, then you consummate. Then you cleave and become one flesh. But let's read it. 1 Corinthians 6:16. What? Paul said, what? Know ye not that know ye not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh. Saith he. Well, saith he. We're going to see who to saith he. I'm telling you, the Most High said the one flesh part. But Genesis 2:23-24, it says, and Adam said, this is now what? But he declared, this is my wife. This is my woman. She was taken up out of me. Now, the Most High said, verse 24, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. They shall be one flesh. How we know? What do Yeshua say? He said it in so you will know who. If you didn't have Matthew 19, you would know who said the Genesis 2:24. But Yeshua said, and he answered unto them and said, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, who? He that made them. And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain, or they two, shall be one flesh. But said, the moment you agree to marry someone, you are considered to be married in the eyes of the Most High Yah. You better stop all this. My fiance, then you break it off. And then you go be with some. And most of the time when people are they fiancés, don't you be naive and stupid and don't think they ain't did nothing. They both done said, will you marry me? And he said, yeah. I mean, she said, yeah, baby, I'll marry you. And you know, at some point, they haven't officially had no wedding ceremony or nothing like that. But they do been done the one flesh thing. Use your imagination. They done that. So you done said, and you done and then you go and break. It's over. The marriage is off. No, in your eyes is off, but in the eyes of the Most High, it ain't off. You better watch that. Ask this woman, have you been engaged to somebody before? And she say, yeah. Well, no. She good to go. Ask her. Don't, especially with a woman that have been engaged and broke it out 4 and 5 times. Man, you ain't don't. That's she an unstable individual walking around. Matthew 1:18. Let's show you. Once you are engaged, you are married. No sex needed. No relations needed. Matthew 1:18-19. It said, now the birth of Yeshua Mashiach was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused. What does espoused mean? You see it over to the right. It says, let's see. It says what's that? Mayonnaise 2-0. To give a souvenir, because it's 2 words right there. The word espouse has two Strong's words, but it says to give a souvenir, engagement present. What do we give now? We give engagement rings to people. That is to betroth, espouse. The second word is the middle voice of divination, or perhaps the base of 3145, through the idea of fixture in the moment in your mind. Y'all that say we gonna be together. You're considered to be married. It said, now the birth of Yeshua HaMashiach was on this wise, when as his mother Mary was espoused, engaged, betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, before they did the one flesh thing. She was found with child of the Holy Ghost, the Ruach. Then Joseph, her husband, they ain't came together. All they are is just engaged, agreeing to marry each other, and they're considered husband and wife. You are snared by the words that come out of your mouth. Whatever you say, Most High expect you to do. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away. I'm just going to send her away proudly. I ain't going to embarrass her. I ain't going to take her before the council. I'm just going to get her up out of here. So we see right now, you're already married. You're already married. When you say, yeah, I will. Yeah, baby, let's do this thing. You already married. So the next question is premarital sex fornication? The answer is yes and no. It depends. It depends. You ask your average Christian, what's the definition of fornication? Before we even go any further, what I want you to do is what I want you to do. We gonna go to Leviticus 18, 1 through 30. Sister Zulma Bonte. We gonna go there today. We gonna go there today. We gonna go there. We ain't gonna get nobody no nothing. No way out. The answer is yes and no. But before we go any farther, I want you to type in there if you want to, what you think. I don't know how old the Bible doesn't tell us how old she was, bro Woody. Don't tell us. But I want you to type in there, what is the definition for fornication? I'll give you about 10 seconds. Type it in. What is fornication? What is fornication? Tell me what it is. Bible don't tell us how old she was. But traditions tell us she was between the ages of 12 and 16. That's what it says. And we can't verify that, and we really can't verify that. Kendall says sex before marriage. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anything outside of a commitment? Unnatural sex. Yeah. Yeah, all of those are good answers. Good answers. Not keeping the commandments. Yeah, that's fornication. That's spiritual fornication. Sex with a person that is not your spouse. Right. All of these. So we're going to look up the word fornication. And the word fornication is sexual intercourse between people not married to each other. The law forbidding adultery and fornication, extramarital sex, extramarital relations, adultery, infidelity, unfaithfulness, cuckoldry. Never, I don't know what that is, but I guess it means fornication. Sex, intercourse, sexual intercourse, sexual relation, coupling, affair, liaison, hanky panky, bonking, rumpy pumpy. I ain't never heard of these words. A bit on the side, a bit of the other. How is your father? Pata pata, carnal knowledge, Congress. Commerce. So we go to, it's pretty cut and dry, right? Sexual intercourse between people not married to one another. All right. Let's look up the Merriam-Webster. It said consensual sexual intercourse between two parties not married to another. Compare adultery. Okay. Now we're going to go to the free hold on again. The free dictionary. No. This is Wikipedia. Then we're going to go to that one. But fornication is generally considered consensual sexual intercourse between two people not married to another. When one or more other partners having consensual sexual intercourse is married to a third person, it is called adultery. Nonetheless, some religious groups view adultery to be any sexual act that is outside the divine model for sexual intercourse, which includes fornication. For many people, the term carries an overtone of moral or religious disapproval. But the significance of sexual acts to which the term is applied varies between religions, societies, and cultures. In modern usage, the term is often replaced with more judgment-neutral terms like premarital sex or extramarital sex. So that's what they say fornication is, right? But before I give you the proper definition of fornication, we're going to introduce you to a word called anachronism. What, Brother Ronnie? Anachronism. But what is anachronism? It's an error in chronology, a chronological misplacing of persons, events, objects, or custom in regard to each other. A person or thing that is chronologically out of place. It says, especially one from a former age that is incongruous in the present. The state or condition of being chronologically out of place. What I'm going to tell you today is fornication is having sex with somebody you're not married to. Today, that's what it means. In the Bible time, that is not what it meant. Oh, we're going to show you today. Well, let's go to Holman Bible Dictionary. Got a couple of Bible dictionaries we're gonna go to first, but let's go to the Holman Illustrated Bible Dictionary. Fornication: various acts of sexual immorality, especially being a harlot or a whore. That sounds a little bit closer to what we're going to be talking about. But in the Old Testament, normally women are the subject of the Hebrew verb zanah. But in Numbers 25, people began to play the harlot. The clearest example is that of Tamar sitting on the roadway to entice Judah. We're going to look at that today. Such action was subject to criminal prosecution, bringing the death penalty. Fornication meant being unfaithful to a marriage commitment. In the Bible, that's what it meant. Fornication meant being unfaithful to a marriage commitment. I know this is going to get some folks all riled up today, but do like Proverbs 18:13 say, hear the whole matter out before you answer, because if you don't, it's a shame and it's a folly on you. Again, fornication meant being unfaithful to a marriage commitment. Israel neighbors practiced a fertility religion in which prostitution was part of the worship. This led naturally to describing worship of other gods as prostitution. This concept is central for Hosea's preaching based on his experience with his unfaithful wife Gomer. Ezekiel also used this concept and extended it to include political treaties with foreign enemies. The New Testament also condemns what? Prostitution. Here again, prostitution played a central role in worship, like in places like Corinth, which we're going to go to. You know, when Paul said all things are lawful for me, but not all things are expedient, he was talking in the sense of temple prostitution. Yeah, it was legal in Corinth to go to a temple of whoever and do all you do in a place. Do whatever you want to do. But Paul said, but yeah, that's lawful to do, but it's not expedient. It's not helpful. Christians turn it around. See, we ain't gonna do whatever we. No. Historical context. It says Greek philosophers even could distinguish the roles of prostitutes for pleasure, slave mistresses to give daily care to the master's body, and wives to produce legitimate children. Some Stoic philosophers reacted against such practice and condemned sex outside of marriage. Many women use the situation to take slave lovers for themselves or to become lesbians. But now that's fornication. Like Keita Life them said. All right, we gonna just hang on, Sister Zoma. You got to listen to the whole lesson. What I'm telling you is the definition that you have for fornication is an anachronism, meaning you trying to take a new definition and put it to an old and try to stick it into an old what it originally meant. We're going to show you where it came from. We're going to show it exactly where it came from today. Not my opinion. Just listen, sister. Marriage is honorable, and the marriage bed it is. It is. But watch this. Yeshua went against Jewish tradition and forgave prostitutes. All right. But anyway, let's move down. Paul extended the use of the Greek term for fornication to cover all sinful sexual activity. He dealt with the problem, particularly in the writing the Corinthians, who faced a society permeated with sexual religion and sexual sins of a seaport. A believer must decide to be a part of Yeshua's body or a prostitute. You got to choose. You can't be both. You either eat at the table of the Most High or at the table of devils or demons. But let's go down to the last one, the last paragraph. It says, as a whole, the New Testament used the word porneia, where we get our word pornography from. Porneia means what? Fornication. In at least 4 ways. Voluntary sexual intercourse of an unmarried person with someone of the opposite sex. Now, and what they try to use in that, the Old Testament doesn't have that definition. See, what this Bible dictionary is taking the new definition, which I'm going to show you where it came from. It didn't always mean fornication. I'm going to tell you, fornication in the Old Testament never meant if you were engaged to somebody and you guys had sex when an unmarried man and an unmarried woman had sexual intercourse, it was never considered fornication except for one reason, and we're gonna show it to you today in the Bible. It's a rough lesson. It goes against everything you have been taught. It says harlotry. It says in 1 Corinthians 1:7, we're going to look at it right now. It says, now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Now again, who is this to? The Corinthians. He said, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have their what? Their own husband. So they said, see, brother Johnny, there it is. Right. And no, that's not what Paul was talking about. What Paul was talking about, Paul can't give a new definition to the word fornication that the Old Testament didn't give. He can't do that. He will be adding to the Most High. So that's why we look over to the right and let's see what the word fornication is. Porneia. It says fornication, whoredom, concubinage, adultery, incest, lewdness, uncleanness. From the Hebrew, put symbolically for idolatry, harlotry, including adultery and incest. Figuratively, idolatry, fornication, illicit sexual intercourse. And what the world would that be? It lists them right there for you. Adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lesbianism, intercourse with animals, like Key to Life them said. It says sexual intercourse with close relatives, sexual intercourse with a divorced man or a divorced woman. I don't believe that one. Again, you got to realize this is a Christian it's a Christian dictionary or concordance. So sometimes they add stuff in there. In the Old Testament, not so. Metaphorically, the worship of what? Idols. Of defilement of idolatry as incurred by eating sacrifice offered to idols. But one thing that you notice is very absent is two unmarried people sleeping with one another. It don't say premarital. It doesn't say it. We make it say it. Let's go to the Unger's Bible Dictionary. One of my favorite dictionaries. Right there. It says use of illicit intercourse in general. It said it is distinguished from adultery. In the NIV, translate porneia as sexual immorality. The word fornication is a catch-all phrase for any sexual sin. It's a catch-all for bestiality, incest, rape, all of those. It's a catch-all phrase. It says amokia as adultery, thus distinguished between adultery and fornication among the nations where polygamy exists. If a married man has criminal intercourse with a married woman, or with one promised in marriage, or with a widow expecting to be married with a brother-in-law, it counted as adultery. Why? Because them women were considered your wife. You see what I'm saying? If he is guilty of such intercourse with a woman who is unmarried, it is considered what? If he is guilty of such intercourse, what such intercourse? Marrying somebody who's married, engaged, intercourse with somebody who's married, engaged, or a widow that's going to have a goel or a kinsman redeemer. Everybody know this dude got to go get her and redeem her. If you had sex with them, that was considered what? Fornication. Now watch this. At the present time, adultery is a term used of such an act when a person is married. Fornication, when it says, look at that. At the present time, today, it means premarital sex is wrong. And I'm going to tell you, all premarital sex is not wrong, but some is. And we're going to show you what is. We're going to show it to you. It says, at the present time, See, this dictionary knows that's not the definition. Fornicate. That's not the definition of fornication. Was not the definition that we are given today. Most people just say two people having sex that ain't married. That be what you that's the normal answer you get. This deep, y'all. At the present time, I gotta stress that to you. The term used of such an act when the person is married, fornication when they're unmarried. And fornication may be defined as lewdness of an unmarried person of either sex. Its prohibition rests on the ground that it discourages marriage, leaves the education and care of children insecure, depraves and defiles the mind more than other vice, and thus makes one unfit for the kingdom of Yah. Our Lord forbids the thoughts that lead to it. What? Wait a minute. What do you mean? He said, "He that looketh upon a woman to commit adultery with her has committed adultery with her already in his heart." Is that fornication? Yes, it's a sexual sin. But what is the sin? If you look at a woman to commit adultery with her, what if she is virgin? You can't commit adultery with somebody who's not somebody's wife. You can commit fornication, and we're going to show you what constitutes having premarital sex before marriage. We're going to show you when it's wrong. We're going to show it to you. But anyway, let's keep it moving. So what we're going to go to now is, let's see, which one is this? Which one is this? This is not the free dictionary. I believe this one is J rank. I think that's what this one is. It may be, it might not be. But anyway, now this is Wikipedia. But what does Wikipedia say? Sexual intercourse between man and woman who are not married to each other. Under the common law, the crime of fornication consisted of unlawful sexual intercourse between an unmarried woman and a married man. It said under the common law. We can't just say common law. We got to show you what the heck is common law. Regardless of his marital status, if the man was married, the crime was adultery. Today, statutes in a number of states declare that fornication is an offense, but such statutes are rarely enforced. So if fornication is the definition that we have today, which is two unmarried people having sex, which sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, they know that most of everybody, we'll have 99% of folks in jail today. That's why they don't enforce it. You done made up a whole new definition for fornication. You done made up a whole, we're going to show you when the definition came into play and trying to push it on people today. But such statutes are rarely enforced. Why? Because everybody will be in jail. Probably about 10% of people will be walking around free. On the theory that fornication is a victimless crime, many states do not prosecute persons accused of the offense. Under modern day legislation, if one or two persons who engage in sexual intercourse is married to another person, he or she is guilty of adultery. Statutes in some states, what we're going to see, skip down to the bottom where it says fornication. It says sexual intercourse between a man and a woman who are not married to each other. This usage comes from the Latin fornicare, meaning vaulted, which became the nickname for what? A brothel. Because prostitutes operated in a vaulted underground cavern in Rome. Fornication is still a misdemeanor in some states, as is adultery, sexual intercourse by a married person with someone not his or her spouse, but is virtually never prosecuted. If you guilty of any of these, you're going to be prosecuted one day if you don't stop. I'm not gonna I don't know what you said to repeat. Yeah, I just looked over. I'm sorry, daughter Sarah. I don't know what you want me to repeat. Yeah, but I'm gonna try to not because this is a hot topic. I'm gonna try not to respond to a lot of comments today. But common law marriage, so it's actually under the common law. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Common law marriage. This comes from now. This one is from lawjrank.org. This one is from lawjrank.org. It's law.jrank.org. It's a law website that you can go to and get any kind of definition. But common law marriage history. Marriage has evolved over the centuries, but some basic features have remained constant. In ancient Rome, it was accomplished by consent of the parties to live together. No forms were required. Let me read that again. In ancient Rome, it was accomplished by the consent of parties to live together. No forms were required and no ceremony was necessary. This early model of marriage was displaced when the Catholic Church declared in 1563 that marriages were not valid unless contracted in the presence of a priest and two witnesses. The who? The who? Let me read that again. This early, at first it was the two people, they together, like Adam and Eve were together. Yes, she mine. And of course, we know she agreed too. Because we know what? They had Cain and Abel later on. But the Catholic Church declared in 1563 that marriages were not valid unless contracted in the presence of a priest and two witnesses. Who was the Pope then? This dude right here, Pope Pius IV, born Giovanni Angelo Medici. But let's keep reading. It says, in England, under the Anglican Church, marriage by consent. What? The Church of England? What did y'all used to say? In England, under the Anglican Church, marriage by consent and cohabitation was valid until the passage of Lord Hardwicke's Act in 1753. Who? This dude. Him. He said, this was the Marriage Act of 1753. All marriage solemnized in, I can't read that. I can't read that. I'm just saying, Lord Hardwicke said that. But anyway, it says, in England, under the Anglican Church, the marriage by consent and cohabitation was valid until the passage of Lord Hardwicke's Act in 1753. This act instituted certain requirements for marriage, including the performance of a religious ceremony observed by witnesses. The American colonies, where we live, in America, the American colonies rejected the requirement of a religious ceremony, but retained the custom of ceremony, religious or otherwise. The ancient Roman concept of marriage by agreement and cohabitation, what they doing when they cohabiting? You know what they doing. They becoming one flesh. Was adopted by early American courts as valid under the common law. That's where we get common law from. In the 1800s, state legislatures began to enact laws expressly to prohibit marriage without an observed ceremony and other requirements. Common law marriage was prohibited in the majority of jurisdictions. However, the full faith and credit clause of the U.S. Constitution requires that all states that prohibit it to nonetheless So if you and a woman decide you want to get together, the U.S. Constitution requires that all states that prohibit it nonetheless. So if I move, the state that I live in is not a common law state. So if I was in Texas, I'm not sure if it is or not, but if I was in Texas and they have a common law, and then I moved to Tennessee, Tennessee has to recognize that marriage. That what? We just agreed that we married. And we've been living together. And we've been becoming one flesh. And we consider ourselves husband and wife. Oh, we just getting started. In the 1800s, legislators began to enact laws to prohibit marriage, blah, blah, blah. It says common law marriage was prohibited in majority of jurisdictions. How? Like in Tennessee, it's illegal. Well, not illegal. They just don't recognize it. However, the Constitution, where's my Constitution? I got a Constitution up there somewhere. Oh, it might be in that bag over there. I think it's in that bag. But I got a little pocket Constitution. The Constitution, the U.S. Constitution requires all states that say you can't have a common law marriage. It said nonetheless, they still got to recognize it, created in a jurisdiction that allows it. There go the law right there. U.S. Constitution, Article 4, I guess that Statute 1, whatever that is. I don't know what that means. Laws in all states require a common law spouse to a. Now, if you are a common law, see, when you try to play them games, we married. You done said she mine. She done said you mine. Y'all say y'all married. Y'all been living together for a long time. And then you try to play that game where we really didn't have no ceremony. Nope. The law is telling you to you still got to go to the courthouse and get a divorce. Yeah. Keep it pushing. Common law marriage is allowed in 14 jurisdictions. Alabama, Colorado, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas. So will the Most High hold these people to a different standard than he hold everybody else? You know, George Washington didn't have no. Him and Martha, they didn't have no marriage license. What? Who? Colorado, you see all of the states and the District of Columbia, D.C., Washington, D.C. The matter in which a state authorizes common law marriage varies. Pennsylvania maintains a statute declares that the statutory chapter covering licensed marriage does not affect the recognition of common law marriage. In Georgia, the operative marriage statute simply states to constitute a valid marriage in this state, in Georgia, parties must able to contract. And you gotta have an actual written contract between you two. Why? Because if things go south, you got protections, inheritance, who get the house, who get this, how we split this up, what that kind of thing. You gotta have a contract. In the Bible, it was called a ketubah, a marriage agreement. It says parties must be able to. You gotta have a contract. Parties able to contract, y'all agreeing with each other, an actual written down thing, and consummation according to the law. That's similar to the Bible. Several reasons have offered for recognizing common law marriage. In some states, including Pennsylvania and Rhode Island, common law marriage was originally permitted to allow for religious and social freedom. Adam didn't need no license. It's good to get for protections. Brother Runner, you and your wife, yeah, we got a marriage license. Yeah, we went through the state. That's us. That's what we did. But several reasons have, you see what I said. Some state legislature have noted the private importance of marriage on the sale, the insensitivity of governments purporting to regulate. So they say, people say the government ain't got no business in your business, and they don't really when it comes to that. They can't tell you who you can marry as long as it line up with scriptures. But what fornication used to mean, Merriam-Webster, and in this dictionary I got the same thing. It says legal definition. Where still considered a crime, fornication is classified as a misdemeanor. It's from the late Latin fornicatio. It says from the fornicare. The original definition of fornicate and fornication is to have intercourse with prostitutes. And I see what I forgot to put in here. It's on my other thing, but I will, if anybody want it, I will email it to you. I see I didn't put it in here. That the Roman Catholic Church in around that time, the 1500s, they changed the definition. Man, how did I not put that in here? They put that in here. No, here it is. It's in here too. But it originally meant to, in the blue, to have intercourse with prostitutes, from the Latin fornicatio. It says the Latin fornicate, fornix, arch, brothel, sleeping with prostitutes. Wikipedia, from the Middle English fornication, from the Old French fornication, from the Latin fornicatio, which we just saw, from fornix, brothel. The world history, it says First recorded in 1545 through 55. This is when they changed it. They changed it. They changed it around the 1500s. This the new definition. This is it now, and I get it. It's to control people, make people do the right thing. But anyway, when you see in the Bible, when you consider in idolatry or idolatry or fornication, the word when you see idolatry or harlot, you're going to see zana. It means to commit adultery, or the female used in less simple fornication. Of rarely of involuntary ravishment, figurative to commit idolatry, the Jewish people being regarded as the spouse of Jehovah, caused to commit fornication, continually, blah, blah, blah. It says to play the whore, commit to fall into whoredom. This Brown's Rival Dig says to commit fornication, be a harlot, play the harlot, to be a harlot, to commit adultery, to be a cult prostitute, to be unfaithful to the Most High. So you commit adultery against the Most High, fornication, adultery, which is a type of fornication or a type of sexual sin or spiritual sin. There you go. To cause to commit adultery, to force into prostitution, to commit for. See, that's what you talk. See, you can't change the definition. In the Greek, you're going to see porneia, which we already read it, harlotry, prostitution, idol worship. The moons, you're going to see, another word you'll see will be porneo, mean the same thing. And you will see the word pornos, and that would be a what? A male prostitute, a catamite, a fornicator, an impure person. A man who prostitutes his body to another's lust for hire. A male prostitute. Now, let's see if the Bible supports this definition. I know Sister Zoma, she posted Leviticus 18, 1-30. Let's look at it. And let's see if we see anywhere in there, if it says two unmarried people having relations is fornication. Let's see. We're going to go to every sexual law in this Bible. And we're going to see, do it meet that definition? Leviticus 8, 1-30. And the Most High spake unto Moses. So we know this the Most High talking. We're going to go by what he say fornication is. This is the unlawful sexual relations. Then he says, after the doings of the land of Egypt, because that's where they learned a lot of this junk they were doing. Email you that. I don't have no evidence that George Washington did it, but marriage licensing didn't come into effect until much after George Washington. So yeah, if you just do the chronologically, if they didn't exist, we're gonna show you when they came into existence. Marriage license, we're gonna show you when they came into existence. It says, speak unto the children. Most High talking. He said, after the doings in the land of Egypt, wherein you dwell, don't do it. In the land of Canaan, don't do it. Matter of fact, we still doing junk they do. He said, ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinance to walk therein. So we're going to see his sexual relations laws and statutes. It says, verse 6, it says, none of you shall approach any that is nearly kin to him to uncover their nakedness. The nakedness of your father or the nakedness of your mother. She your mama. Don't do it. The nakedness of your father's wife shalt thou not cover. It is thy father's nakedness. So far, don't mess with mama. Don't mess with daddy. Sister or the daughter of thy father or the daughter of thy mother, he said, don't do it. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or thy daughter's daughters, close relatives. 11, all of these are close relatives. You shall not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not cover the nakedness of thy mother's sister. You see it, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. You can't mess with auntie, man. Cut it out. Don't mess with your daughter-in-law. That's your son's wife. 16, uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. That's your brother's nakedness. The only time you can uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife is if he died and he didn't have no seed. Then you were supposed to be the nearest kinsman redeemer to go get her. So you don't do it while he alive. And if he got seed, you sure enough don't do it. But you see all of this. It says, verse 18, neither shall you take a wife to, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her and make her jealous, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her life. Don't marry your wife's sister while your wife's still alive. When she die, all bets off. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness, meaning she on her menstrual cycle. You can't mess with her. Knucklehead, that's fornication. That's fornication. Leave her alone. You can't not mess with her for 7 days or so. And thou shalt not let thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. What the world this got to do with sexual sins, Most High? What this got to do with it? Because we already showed you harlotry is these things that we just showed you, and worshiping other gods and sacrificing your children to them gods. 22, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. You hear that? Letter people, you hear that? Verse 23, you can't mess with Fido either. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast. Adam showed you that. He saw, man, ain't nothing here for me. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself with therein. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not yourselves with any of these things, for in all these nations are defiled, which are cast. He said, that's what they do. And the land is defiled. Therefore, I do not visit the iniquity thereof, and the land is, Jerusalem will vomit you out if you do any of those things. But guess what we did not see? Somebody type in there what we didn't see. Go ahead and go in there and type in what you didn't see. So far, we have not seen this definition. Sexual intercourse between two persons not married to another. We don't see that. We don't see it. It's not in there. You can't force a definition into the Bible and it ain't in there. You cannot do that. That is an anachronism, if I'm saying it right. Learn some stuff, man. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 20. Who talking in the Most High talk? So he talking. He doing the talking. And again, in verse 2, 3, and 4, he's saying, don't worship Molech. Don't sacrifice your kids to him. That's fornication. That's spiritual fornication. Verse 5, then I will set my face against that man. Yeah. Premarital sex is not in there. It's not in there. The Roman Catholic Church made that definition up. I'm trying to tell you, man. Y'all following the Church of England and Lord Hardwick and them. Let me refresh, make sure. Hit that like button. Helps us out. Man, one person unsubscribed. They mad at a brother. It is what it is. Some people get they don't want to listen. And when I'm talking to my relatives about things, they don't want to listen. They be interrupting you, don't want to hear what you got to say. And you're like, wait, would you just listen? Oh, just hear the whole thing out. Listen to the end. Then when you get to the end, if you still don't agree, then you tell me what you tell me. And I ain't saying nobody here did that. It could something. I just know we just had 875 now, say 874. We had that 870. We had got up to 877. Then they took us down, taking views away from us. Then the views come back, so I had to take the video down because the views back. Because I ain't gonna accuse you of something and you put it back. I ain't gonna do you like that. So I don't know, man. They don't want us to get to 1,000. I guess that's a milestone. I think they send you a letter in the mail or something when you get there. You know, you get to 100K or 10K, they send you something. 100K, they send you a plaque. But watch this. Then I would set my face against that man and that against that family and cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him to commit whoredom with Molech. All right. It says you also don't be doing seeking familiar spirits, wizards. All that is harlotry. All of that is fornication to the most. That's spiritual fornication. Verse 7. Be ye holy, for I'm holy. He holy, you gotta be holy. He set apart, you gotta be set apart. And you shall keep my statutes to do them. I am the most high which sanctified you. For everyone that curses father or mother shall surely be put to death. He that curses father or mother, his blood be upon him. Now watch this. Watch this. And the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. Any man that lie with his father's wife, it's saying the same thing. Verse 12. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion. You know, because they learned that junk in Canaan, in Egypt. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be on them. You hear that, them people? Used to have this, the letter people when I was growing up. It was a little album. Some people went door to door selling little records. Got Miss A. I'm singing I chew. All day I'm singing I chew. A hanky please, cause I got to sneeze. I chew. Miss A. Mr. S. They all had a song to go with them. You know, Mr. K said, don't kick a human being. Never kick a living thing. I know I'm old. I'm old. But it says, and if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, same thing. Verse 13, you know, the LGBT. Verse 14, if a man take a wife and her mother. Now that's just crazy. We're just watching a movie the other day called The Judge. If a man take a wife and her mama, that's a daughter, that's a mama and daughter. I said, that's how I know the Most High want me. Watching this movie called The Judge, and Robert Downey Jr. character, he end up, first he met the daughter, but he didn't know that it was the daughter that he used to date her mama. So he was kissing her and all that kind of stuff. And then later he met with the mama, and then they were together, and he was like, what? That kind of thing. Most High said, that's wrong. It is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire. Both he and they. Both of them. That there be no wickedness among you. If a man lie with a beast. You see it? Let's keep it pushing. You gotta hurry up. Oh, did I? A woman, you don't approach no beach. A man, look at all this stuff, y'all. Is never, ever, ever not saying one thing about two unmarried people. Nobody connected to the other. Brother Ron, you just saying people just have premarital? Nope. I'm gonna tell you when it's wrong. I ain't saying that everybody can just be together all willy-nilly. And if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness and shall uncover her nakedness, he has discovered her found. She on her cycle, leave her alone. That's fornication. The Most High said y'all will be cut off. We kill you over that. We kill you, I tell you. We kill you. Yeah, and if you ever come back, we'll kill ya. On the Lion King. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. We're going to kill you, and if you're pregnant, the baby going with you. And if a man take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be called childless. They shall be childless. Be killed and childless. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. Do you see this? I'm just trying to tell you guys. See, now, most Christians, they agree with verses 1 through 22. They agree with it. But when they get down to verse 25, They clean the difference between the clean and unclean beast. Oh, they ain't no good no more. You can't just. So again, does sex constitutes marriage? No, it does not. But brother Ronnie, you just said. Hold on. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. It says, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, she betrothed, that's her husband, and a man find her in the city or meet her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring both out of the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stone that they die. The damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man had and the man because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. She just betrothed. They ain't consummated nothing. She a virgin, but it called her the man that slept with her. He said, "Oh, that's your neighbor's wife." It said, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then only that man that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. So if you go to a woman that's betrothed, that's betrothed, oh, guess what? You force her to do it, and she cry out, "Help! Help! Oh, he's trying to get me! Help!" The man die, she live. But unto the damsel that shall do nothing, there is in the damsel. It said, hold on, verse 27. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was nobody to save her. Now watch this one. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, she ain't married, betrothed, engaged to nobody, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found. This your this premarital sex. We got two unmarried individuals. They lay down together, and somebody found them out. What happens? Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife. It becomes fornication if you having sex with no intent to marry. That's fornication. It becomes fornication. Right now, it's not fornication because all other fornication, guess what it leads? All other fornication leads to death. Why doesn't this lead to death? Sleeping with your mama, sleeping with your daddy, sleeping with your uncle, sleeping with your sister, doing all those things, sleeping with animals, man with man, woman with woman, all those death. But when you get here, it's nothing. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. He got to be with her for life. Now, notice, she shall be his wife. But let me show you, that don't make you always married. Why? Because in another example, Exodus 22:16, it said, if a man shall entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he still got to pay. The daddy get to keep the money, and they not married. So, no, sex does not constitute marriage. It does not. Let's go back. No death. Everything else, fornication, death. Here, no death. It's hard to understand. But let's keep it pushing. Now we finna show you when it does. It said, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor sodomite of the sons of Israel. Thou shalt not bring the hire of a whore or the price of a dog. And here goes another anachronism. Today, when you say you're a sodomite, today that means you're a homosexual. Back then, it didn't mean that. Today, it mean that. That's another anachronism, if I'm saying that right. You know, them big words. I'm just a simple dude. I try to read my best and try to pronounce them the best way I can. I'm just country brother Ronnie. Gotta break these scriptures down the right way when you learn right. When you learn right. And it might hurt your feelings. It ain't me hurting your feelings. It's the word hurting your feelings. But the word whore and sodomite, or the word whore, when I do the sodomite first, it said a male temple prostitute, a male prostitute. That's all it means. That's what it means. It said a sacred person. And look how close it's close to the Hebrew word kadosh, which means holy, set apart. It's kadesh for wicked people. And the devil, the devil priest, they're called kadesh. The Most High, it has an O instead of an A. But look at this. Let's look up the word whore. It said kadesha, a female temple prostitute. But let's look up harlot and fornication. All the time, being a harlot or sleeping with prostitutes, that's what fornication is. That was the original definition. In the 1500s, the Roman Catholic Church, they changed the definition. Watch this. For of old time, we just a whole bunch of, and we ain't gonna even read all these. But what was Israel doing? They under every green tree. They wanderers playing the harlot, just sleeping with anybody in these in temple prostitutes, just all over. Jeremiah 3:1. The Most High said this about Israel. And if a man they said, if a man, this Jeremiah saying, they say if a man put away his wife and she go from him and can become another man's, shall he return to her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. That's when it becomes sin, when you just out having sex with any and everybody with no intent to marry them. That's fornication. Many lovers. You just promiscuous. You sleeping with everybody. That's why Paul was saying to avoid fornication, marry that person. You can't just go from this person to that person to this person to that person to this person to that person. Oh, you a harlot and you a whore and you a whoremonger. Then look at them. All these played the harlot, played the harlot, played the harlot, pourest out thy fornication, played the harlots. In verse Ezekiel 16:28, and has played the whore also with the Assyrians. Because thou wast unsatiable, yea, thou hast played the harlot with them. There's a lot of men, just Israel was with everybody. Like today, Sunday Christians, they doing everything everybody doing. They try hollering about you, a man and a woman have promised themselves to be with each other, and they couldn't hold out, and they fell and didn't wait till the ceremony, after the ceremony and everything. You're a fornicator. But you got a tree in your house putting gifts under it. They can turn around and say, you're a fornicator. But they will be right and you would be wrong. But we ain't going to read all these. But I do want to say this is serious. A lot of people say the Bible ain't real. I just got something came across my phone today where this scholar has unearthed, and is one of the camps, Assyrian camps, proving the Bible real. When it talked about in the Kings and in Chronicles, when the Most High slew 185,000 Assyrians, they said they have unearthed that site. Ooh, all these people, Ray Hagans, Jerusalem. Although he said some stuff is real, but he said the Bible is not historically accurate. Jerusalem or Brooklyn St. Michael. You see it. All these people, they were what they doing, just messing with everybody. That's considered harlotry. If you around here sleeping with everybody, you are in fornication. But if you and this person have agreed to be married, if that from really at that point, we already see when you engage, you married. So how you gonna commit fornication with your own wife? It's hard to do. But let's go to the Dina. The defiling of Dinah. Let's see. We're going to see these laws come into play here. Genesis 34. Let's see. Start with verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, this is Jacob's only daughter, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. She going to see all the other homegirls. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, he another nation, prince of the country, saw her, took her, and lay with her, and defiled. He saw her, she looked good. He took her and lay with her and defiled her, meaning she's no longer a virgin. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel. So it don't say nothing about her crying out. She probably liked him too. He probably was handsome. His soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel. Treated her with tender love and care. Tender love so tender. I want to be close to you. Baby, I surrender. Candles, they light the hall. Tossing. Treated her tender. She was a young tenderoni. Truth about her. No, let me stop. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this damsel to wife. See, because sex didn't just mean she was his wife. You got to go through some protocols. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, get me this woman. She fine, man. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, meaning took her virginity. His daughter, now his sons, were with his cattle in the field. Sister Fiona! Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. I love that song too. Them dudes, when they were stiff dancing with them Jerry curls. When you watch the video. Tender love, love, I'm so tender. Good to see you, Sister Fiona. No, that's all right. Quit playing. Oh yeah, Bobby Brown, he underrated, man. That dude had the game on lock for a hot minute, like 2 or 3 years, man. When he went solo. But yeah, I know y'all want me to be solo. Y'all can't hear me. But all right, let me keep it pushing. But he defiled Dinah, meaning he took her virginity. She's no longer a virgin in Israel anymore. It says, he said, get me this damsel. I need her. And Jacob heard, now his sons were in the cattle in the field, and Jacob didn't say nothing, hold his peace. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth. They mad. The brother's mad. What? He did what? Because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. One, you another nation. The Most High told us don't be with the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Jerusalemites. He told us don't mess with them. And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give him her to wife, and make marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you, and ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get your possessions therein. And Shechem said unto her father, meaning Jacob, and unto her brother, meaning the 12 tribes, let me find grace in your eyes, that what ye shall say unto me I will give. Ask me never so much the dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say to me, but give me the He said, whatever you want, don't worry about the money, brother. Whatever the price, the price is the price. He want the woman to marry. He had sex with her, so sex doesn't constitute marriage. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, her sister, and they said unto him, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that we were a reproach unto us. But in this will we consent to you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. See, this is how, if you was another nation, this is how you came in. You got circumcised, just like them. Not You not Israelites doing what they doing. No, you come over here to Israel and you do what we doing. Then he said, you get circumcised, then we got daughters to you. But if ye would not hearken to us to be circumcised, then we would take our daughter and we will be gone. But she won't be no virgin no more. And Jacob would have just kept them. You still got to pay Jacob his money though, because you defile the daughter of Israel. You defile a virgin of Israel. And their words pleased Haman and Shechem's Hamer's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing. Meaning he didn't refuse to do it because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all that. This was an honorable man. Shechem was an honorable man. He just was going about it the wrong way. You got to do this part first, get the permission from the father, get her consent, and then the relations come last. But sometimes people did it out of order. But anyway, so they did it, but we're going to show you what. So they did it, they beast did, everybody, and all of them did it. But let's see what happened. And Hamer and unto Shechem, his son, they did everything. And it came to pass the third day after they circumcised when they were sore. So, when my sons, when they were little, were circumcised in the hospital, when you change their diaper or something, and you get wipe hit them or hit that's where they have been circumcised, ooh, they holler. Circumcision is important. But Paul them said, this is why Peter said, we can't put this burden on nobody. Why? It's hard to be circumcised at this age. Now, in the millennium, people going to have to be circumcised to get in. Right now, we're in the grace age. Go watch our circumcision class. Great class. And it came to pass on the third day when they were sore that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, best thing when your kids born, not kids, they ain't goats. Your children are born. Get them circumcised. Go and get that out the way. So Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came to kill all of the men while they sore. Can't do nothing. And they slew Hamer and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went on. This man paid the money, then got y'all permission, and and then he basically married. They already had relations. That was their main wife. You killed her husband and took him. I wonder how Dinah felt in the whole thing. The Bible never says how she felt about it. But anyway, Jacob heard about it. He was mad at them when they did it. Skip to verse 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me stink among the inhabitants of the land. Among the Canaanite, the Perizzite, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with a harlot? That was their opinion. And Jacob called his sons and said, gather yourself together that I may tell you that which may befall you. Now we get to chapter 49 and Jacob telling his children, y'all come to me. I'm going to tell you what's going to befall you these last days. He said, gather yourselves. And this is verse 1 and 2. Hearken to, because Jacob is getting ready to die. Simeon and Levi are brethren. What are they? Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, until their assembly mine honor. Be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will, not the most high will, they dig down a wall. Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel. I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel. Simeon and Levi, you saw what they just did. But they said, we deal with them with a harlot. Harlot, you see it. Commit adultery. But this dude got it right. And then y'all killed him. And Jacob said, y'all wrong for what y'all did. You're wrong for what you did. You troubled me. You make me stink. This man, Sechem, the Bible said he was more honorable than all the people in his land. He defiled her, slept with her before he married her, but he went through the proper channels. Did everything that he was supposed to do, and they was wicked. But fornication, porneia, and all that. None of this. What we just saw here, this don't meet these. This don't meet these. What we just saw with Sechem, what he did with Dinah, we don't see that. They gave him the death penalty when he didn't commit anything worthy of death. They're instruments of cruelty. Let's go to Judah and Tamar. Judah and Tamar. Why did she? We ain't gonna read all this, but Judah, what Judah had a son. Tamar was married to one of Judah's sons. That son died. He tell Onan go into her and give your brother seed. Onan was wicked and didn't want to do it, and he let his seed hit the floor. So let's start with verse 11. Then Judah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, remain a widow at thy father's house till remain a widow at thy father's house till Shelah, my son, be grown. Hold on. You remember when we read the fornication? That adultery was what? Sleeping with a... Let's go back to it. Hold on. Let's go back to it. This is a widow who is betrothed to who? Shelah. She betrothed to him because Judah said when he grow up, y'all gonna be together. He too young right now. When he grow up, y'all can be together. Now, hold on. I want to go back to something real quick. Let's go back to something real quick in his Bible dictionary. It says, if this is fornication, adultery and fornication, if a married man has intercourse with a married woman or with one promised in marriage or with a widow expecting to be married with a brother-in-law, is counted as adultery. According to the Unger's Bible Dictionary. But let's go back. That's what Tamar was. She was a widow. She was betrothed. She was Shelah's wife at this point. My son wait till he grown. So she went and, and she went and said, and wait till he grown for it. He said, lest perhaps he die also. So he yours unless he die, as his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house, and in a process of time, the daughter of Shua, Judah's wife, died. Now, tradition said that this wife didn't want him to give Shelah to Tamar. Not only that, she was, tradition said she wasn't an Israelite. Shua wasn't an Israelite. She come from some other tribe. You know how the Bible said Judah has married the daughter of a strange God. Could it be some connection? I don't know. But she put her widow's garment off from her head because she was like, wait a minute, man, hold up. It's been taking so long. Well, I know the boy grown by now. And it was told to Tamar, behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Timnah to shear his sheep. She took off her widow's garment and covered her veil. You know the story. She got with Jacob. She got with him trying to, fool him like she was a harlot and slept with her. Because she know that she got that through her. She know that seed line. I'm pretty sure the Most High told her that seed line coming through you. And Judah was doing wrong. So anyway, she get pregnant a few months later, and they see her, and Judah didn't want to burn her. All of them, they want to burn her. Get the fire. Let's get her. Why? They said, Tamar, thy daughter-in-law, have played the harlot, and also, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, bring her forth and let her be burnt. According to all them laws we saw in Leviticus chapter 18 and Leviticus chapter 20. We saw they supposed to be burnt up. But keep it pushing. long story short, you can watch our incest class. We got an incest class. You go watch that, you get the whole story. We just got a lot to get to. And what Judah do? Judah acknowledged. He said, "Man, this woman been more righteous than I." But anyway, you can also read this in Jubilee chapter 41, and in the targums of the Hebrew targums, the Targum Neophiti of 1 of Genesis. Go get that on your own, or you can screenshot. You can read it on your own. But in the end, the tradition in the Targum, it said neither one of them was put to death, because both of them, it says, but a both Koal came forth from heaven and said they both are just from before the Most High the thing has come about. You can see there that those kids, the children that came out of that union, there they go, right in the genealogy of Yeshua. Ammon and Tamar. Another Tamar? Yeah, another Tamar. Another Tamar. And it came to pass. Yeah, I'm not gonna deviate, sister, daughter of Sarah. I'm not gonna deviate. We be talking all day. I got a lot to get to. You know what to do. Text that to me. the reference and everything, the exact chapter and verse. It says, and it came to pass after that, Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister. She looked good, whose name was Tamar. But anyway, long story short, Tamar lusted after his sister, which is a sin, which is a fornication, which is an abomination. He wanted his sister. He got so he liked her so much. He was sick after her. But one of his friends, they came up with a scheme, act like you super sick, and have David to send her down here to make you some cakes. And from that point, what she say? Verse 5 is saying, Jonadab said, lay thee down on my bed and make thyself sick. And he said, and the story that I just told you. But anyway, so verse 9, Tamar is in the house. She brought the cakes. He sent them in verse 9. He said, have all the men sent for me. Y'all, get out. I don't need y'all here. And Ammon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them in the chamber to Ammon her brother. And when he had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister. And he answered, and this is one of the downfalls of this polygyny. I'm trying to tell you, this kind of stuff go on. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me. For no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not this folly. But guess what he did? He did what, and he forced her. We didn't see no force with Dinah and Shechem. It didn't say nothing about he forced. But anyway, first off, Ammon would need to be put to death. Matter of fact, his brother Absalom did kill him. David was mad that Ammon had did that to his sister, but then also David was mad at Absalom for killing Ammon. Why? You see it? David was wroth. What? You keep reading the story? Absalom killed Ammon. But let's go to verse 1 Corinthians 5:1. Because guess what? People love, they always talking about fornication. You can't make fornication, which ain't nowhere in the Old Testament defined as how you define it, and then make it be in the New Testament. You can't do that. Paul tell us, he said, it is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication as is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife. I wrote, skip to verse 9, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators. He said, don't keep company with fornicators. Yet not altogether the fornicators. He said, you gotta, to win people, you gotta talk to them. Or with the covetous or extortioners, with idolaters, for then must ye needs to go out of the world. But now I have written that you keep not company if any man that is called a brother, you call yourself a brother, you call yourself a follower of the Messiah, you're not even supposed to keep company with them. They my mama. Or now you might define them as worldly. You can't define them as worldly, but if they say they are a believer of Yeshua HaMashiach, you're not. Matter of fact, you're not supposed to keep company with a somebody call themselves a brother or a believer. That's a fornicator, that's covetous, that's an idolater, that's a railer, that's a drunkard, that's an extortioner. With such a one, don't even eat with them. I'm trying to tell you. Some of my relatives running. Oh, you so standoffish? Yeah. But the word fornicators in verse 9 and verse 10 and 11, these are the words you see. Porneia and pornos. Don't say nothing about no. The definition don't say nothing about two. It's just a definition. So anyway, do you have to have a marriage ceremony at a church with a preacher? I'm trying to tell you. But do you have to have a marriage? No, I'm out of order. This should be the license. The license should be first. This license. My bad. But a marriage license. Let's see. Is a document issued either by a religious organization or a state authority authorizing a couple to marry. The procedure for obtaining a license varies between jurisdictions and has changed over time. Marriage licenses began to be issued in the Middle Ages. Middle Ages? Way after Yeshua in them. Let me see exactly when don't let Brother Runny get to talking. Let's see when the Middle Ages was. Let's see what Middle Ages. Middle Ages. That is the 1400s to 1500s. That's when they start saying get marriage licenses in the Middle Ages. But let's see where. To permit a marriage which otherwise would be illegal. To permit a marriage that which would otherwise be illegal. For instance, if the necessary period of notice for the marriage had not been given. That ain't in the scriptures. You got to give us notification. What? Today, they are a legal requirement in some jurisdictions and may also serve as the record of the marriage itself. If signed by the couple and the witness in other jurisdictions, a license is not. In other jurisdictions, a license is not required. In some so you ought to see right now the definition of what we have as marriage today. It don't fit what the Bible say. Y'all know it don't. It don't. Fornication, as defined today, is not the Bible definition. You know it. You know why the Catholic Church just said it's when two they took the whole idolatry out the definition. It's just two unmarried people having intercourse. But the Bible said any sexual sins and idolatry. They just done took it out. That ought to show you. Even if you were going to say two unmarried and we're going to add this one in, you can't just take stuff away from it. I'm trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you. Could be translation errors, sister daughter Sarah. Let's see. Where we at? Common law marriages and marriage by cohabitation. Oh, here we go. Today, they are legal requirement you gotta have, but in other jurisdictions, a license is not required. In some jurisdictions, a pardon can be obtained for marrying without a license. Who are they to tell you who you can marry? As long as you a man and she a woman, there we go. According to the Bible. But if you're not a Bible believer, do what you want. These do not require, it says, common law marriage and marriage by cohabitation, two, what y'all call unmarried people, and representation are also recognized. These do not require a marriage license. There are also some jurisdictions where marriage licenses do not exist at all. And a marriage certificate is given to the couple after the marriage ceremony has taken place. A marriage license is a document issued by either this a double slide. We just read that. But let's see the history. For most of Western history, marriage was a private contract between two families. Until the 16th century, the 1500s, Christian churches accepted the validity of a marriage on the basis of a couple's declarations. Meaning, we say we together. We say we promise to stay with one another. And when two individuals do that, the Most High hear it, you married. If two people claim that they had exchanged marital vows, even without a witness, the Catholic Church, they used to accept this. Some states in the U.S. hold that public cohabitation can be sufficient evidence of a valid marriage. Marriage license applications from the government authorities were widely in the United States were widely available starting in the mid 18th century. 19th century, which is what? The 1800s. George Washington was gone by then. Some were available from the 17th century in colonial America. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Marriage license have been required since 1639 in Massachusetts. Let's look at Australia. In Australia, there ain't no requirement. Huh? In Australia, good day, mate. Good day, mate. There is no requirement to obtain a marriage license. However, a person under the age of 18 requires the authorization of a judge to marry. Couples must provide their marriage celebrant with a notice of intended marriage at least 1 month and up to 18 months before wedding. That's how they just ask you, just tell us, man. Why? Because they want to record it. They want to keep up with you. The UK, the competentee. England and Wales. A requirement for bans of marriage was introduced to England and Wales by the church in 1215, meaning a license. In 1215, when did Yeshua die? 33 AD. This is 1215 AD. Over 1,000 years later. This required a public announcement of a forthcoming marriage in the People's Parish Church for 3 Sundays prior to the wedding and gave an opportunity for any objections to the marriage to be voiced. For example, that one party was already married or that the couple was related with a prohibited degree, but a failure to call bans did not affect the validity of the marriage. Marriage licenses were introduced in the 14th century to allow this unusual notice period under bans to be waived. Waiting 3 Sundays. Trying to tell you, man. I don't think I need nothing else off of here. But let's go to the United States. In the United States, until the mid-19th century, in the mid-19th century would be like 1850. Common law marriage was recognized as valid, but thereafter, some states began to invalidate common law marriages. They valid or y'all married. But guess what? We change sides like a lie. We change our mind. It ain't valid no more. No, that's not right. Common law marriage, if recognized by law, are valid, notwithstanding the absence of a marriage license. This becomes an issue in the settlement of again, this is way after Bible times. Way after. It says, this becomes an issue in the settlement of the decedent states. North Carolina and Tennessee, which was originally Western North Carolina, never recognized marriage at the common law as valid without a license unless it entered into other states. So if you lived in another state and they allowed it and you moved to their state, okay, we recognize it. They have always recognized otherwise valid marriages except bigamous, polygamous, and interracial. Ooh, I'm gonna tell you, that's really why a lot of these southern states they started this marriage license stuff to keep certain people from marrying certain people. Misogyny laws. Look that up. But let's see. Let's skip down. It says the U.S. states of Louisiana, Florida, Connecticut, Wisconsin, Indiana, Oklahoma, Massachusetts, Mississippi, California, New York, and the District of Columbia once required blood tests before issuing marriage license, but such requirements have now been about. Wait a minute, man. But I understand for sexual, some people might be hiding sexual diseases. Like they said, syphilis, rubella, tuberculosis, gonorrhea, HIV. I think I do want to know if you got that or not. It says in Alabama, a law was passed in 2019. That's 5 years ago, which abolished the issuance of marriage licenses and repealed a requirement you ain't gotta have no license or no ceremony in Alabama. Instead, couples of legal age are allowed to jointly fill out marriage certificates, have their certificate notarized by 2 notaries public, and submit their certificate to the Alabama judge, who is required to accept their certificate. He can't ban it. Controversy in the United States. We almost done. Some groups and individuals believe that the requirement to obtain a marriage license is unnecessary or immoral. What? They said we don't gotta get no permission from no state. Well, we gotta get permission from a state, which is not even a real person. Some Christian groups also argue in the yellow that marriage is a contract between a man and a woman presided over by Yah. Like Adam and Eve was? Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, man. Down at the bottom, in yellow, circled in red, in the state of Pennsylvania, self-uniting marriage licenses are available, which require only the signatures of the bride and groom and witnesses. Although this isn't a combination for a Quaker wedding, any couple can apply for it. So you can go to Pennsylvania and do this. What? Then come, man, I'm trying to tell you. Our stuff don't match their stuff. Everybody, man, stop. That's why I say you go by the Bible. This is now this is when I was supposed to have this right here. Let me show you. Do you gotta have a ceremony? Huh? Nah. No, you don't. You don't if you don't want to. Brother Ronnie did. That's me. And we had it wasn't no big thing to do. Some of y'all want to see Miss Yahoo. There she go, looking good as she want to look. But that was us. What we did was we weren't even in the truth then, but we went to her. One of her friends was a dad was a preacher. We went through premarital counseling with him. A couple of sessions. Then we went to his house, got married, and my mama wanted to throw a banquet, and we was like, no, we ain't got no money for that. We good. We ain't trying to waste no money on that. We just get married, hey, young in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't want to do. But my mom just pushed the issue, and we had a little something at her house, a little banquet at her house. That's where us sitting down right there at my mama's house. This is these other two pictures. This is us at his house. Yeah. But do you have to have a wedding ceremony? Do the Bible talk about ceremonies? Of course it do. Let's go to Jacob. And while when Jacob, he said, and while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. Rachel a shepherd. Ooh, look at that. She keeping sheep. And Jacob, you can take that how you want to take it. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and cried, oh, this woman fine. Boy, she fine. Oh, my goodness, she fine. Oh, boy. We almost done, guys. We almost done. See, we got 23 likes. 30 watching. All right. All praises. All praises to the Most High for that. But he cried, she, but that fine. And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall your wages be? What you want? You gonna work for me? I ain't gonna have you working for me for nothing. And Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah was tender eyed. She had some nice eyes. But Rachel was beautiful and well favored. The New King James says she was beautiful of form and appearance. Brick house. And Jacob loved Rachel. He said, I want that one. And said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. He said, I will serve you. Serve you. He said, I will serve you. For 7 years for her. That had to have been a fine woman to serve for 7 years. Yeah, I would have worked for my wife for that. 7 years. But Jacob loved and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife. Wait a minute, man. Y'all ain't slept together. Sex does not constitute marriage. He said, give me my wife. All we did was agree about her. I'm working for it. What I'm going to pay you, I'm working for it. My days are fulfilled that I may go into her, that I may what? Cleave unto her, that I may consummate this thing, brother. Yeah, beautiful dress, beautiful wife. That's right, that's right. That's brother Jeremiah who without beard and stuff. Put on a few more pounds too. But Laban got what? But let's see what went on. Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a what? He made a what? A feast. You know the rest of the story. That at that night when he's supposed to consummate with Rachel, Leah in there, and he didn't know till the morning. Ooh, how come he didn't know? This is why he didn't know. But it says, let's see, Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. What did they do? Place. It says properly a standing. That is a spot. They had a little spot, a venue. Little spot where everybody get, And then it says, let's see, a standing place, station, post, office, spot. You see, in a spot. But what were they doing at this spot? Drinking. Had a little too much to drink. He didn't know that one. And naturally, sisters favor one another too. They didn't have all these lights and stuff we have too. Could have been up in a cave or somewhere. But what did they have? By implication, drinking. Also a banquet for generally feast. Banquet, drink, feast. They had a wedding ceremony. Nothing wrong with that. But before they even got together, Jacob didn't get with her to 14 years. He had to work another 7 years. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 14 years, but she still was his wife. An agreement had been made. Let's go. Yeshua. Did he go to a wedding? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with weddings. The Hebrews had ceremonies, folks. Nothing wrong with that. But the Catholics made it a requirement to have it. In the 1500s, they made a requirement that you got to do it, and you got to do it in the church. Let's go. John 2, 1 through 6. See, the Catholics done gave you a lot of stuff. They done gave you Christmas. They done gave you Easter. They done gave you Sunday. They done gave you Valentine's Day. They done gave you all kind of stuff. They done gave you Lent. They done gave you all kind of stuff. And they done gave you got to get married in the church. And they done gave you a new definition for what? Fornication. The wedding at Cana. And the third day, there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Yeshua, and the Church of England gave you some stuff too. Lord Hartwick. Man, look like he had a dress and wig on. But we gonna do what he tells us to do. I know I make... Look, This just truth, guys. I'm just reporting the news, the good news. And then the third day, there was a marriage in the Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Yeshua was there, and both Yeshua was called and his disciples to the marriage. So let's look up marriage, and let's look at what it say. Gamos. It says a wedding, nuptial festivities, a marriage festival, any feast or banquet of uncertain infinity, nuptials. No prenuptials. Nuptials. Marriage, wedding, a wedding or marriage festival, a wedding banquet, a wedding feast, marriage matrimony. Gamos. Look at this. And Yeshua said, Mary said, come on, I need you to, we ain't got no more wine. Yeshua said, woman, my time ain't yet. But he did what she did. But look, the governor of the feast. So just governor of the feast. Verse 9, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom. So we got a bride there, a bridegroom. If the bridegroom there, guess who else there? And they drinking wine. Just like at Jacob wedding. Yeah. What? This whole thing away. I tell y'all, go watch all our old classes, the ancient Hebrew wedding. This whole thing about a wedding. Let your loins be girded about and your lights burning, and ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their master when he will return. It should say for the wedding, because if he returns from the wedding, they missed it. No, he coming back for it. But guess what he said? What you supposed to be doing? Blessed are those servants who, when their master come, shall find watching or doing. We got a class called How to Watch. Watch. Man, you do. What? Commandments. Matthew 22. And Yeshua answered, and this is the parable of the wedding feast. And we almost done. I think we got, 3 more to go? That's it. We be done. And Yeshua answered and spake unto them again by parables and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king which made a marriage. That's the word marriage right there. The same word we just looked up. Gamos. A banquet. A feast. A wedding. And sent forth his servants and called them that were bidden to the wedding that they would come not. And he said, it's a wedding. And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden. The prophets, the men of Yah, the men and women of Yah, that were bidden to the wedding, and they wouldn't come. Israel, they wouldn't come. They wouldn't do right. And again, he sent forth the other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I prepare my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready, coming to the marriage. Some dude around here talking about you can't eat meat. What the world? Why Yeshua got folks making meat at the wedding? But they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise, cares of this world things. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. Israel killed all of the prophets. Yeshua said, you are them that kill the prophets. But when the king heard thereof, he was mad. He was wroth. Go watch our class last week. The wrath of the gods. Why they mad? What they took views away and gave them back. And he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their cities. But they didn't take our likes away. That thing had some likes up on it. You hear me? I guess y'all like that class. Then said he to his servant, the wedding is ready, but they which are bidden, they ain't worthy. Go therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid them to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished for the guests. And the king came in to see the guests. He saw a man there which had not on a garment, a wedding garment. He said unto him, friend, how camest thou in thither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Gave him something to say. Hey, why are you in here like that? And we know we won't we got a class called how not a class like a 20-minute video talking about how to wash your garments. Go get that. Go watch it. It ain't but 20 minutes. It's way back. It's old, way back. A lot of people been emailing me and messaging me. Hey, you talked about a teaching in this video? Send it to me. I sent it to them. Glad y'all liking what y'all. Some people binge watching these videos. I like, hey, good. I have an app where I can just see. I can see who watching, how many minutes. It can't. They don't tell me who watching. It just let me know someone's watching, how many minutes you're watching. If you subscribe by that video or not. Last week video we got like 2 subscribers from it. Then they took them away. But anyway, keep the commandments. Let's go. Here you go. We gonna come on. New Jerusalem is where you want to be. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Ooh. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Ooh. Like my wife was adorned. She had on some little lipstick. That's the only time she ever wore lipstick. She ain't never wore none since. She didn't have no other makeup on. She don't wear makeup. That's why she still look young now. She older than me. No, just by a few months. but yeah. I'm wearing all that gunk. They say makeup makes you age. Like when you wear makeup, it makes you age 3 to 4 days faster. That's just the kind of effect it has on the skin. But prepared as go watch our class of Perils of the Saint. We talk about makeup and all that. And I saw John, the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yah out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Yah is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yah himself shall be with them and be their Elohim. And Yah will wipe away all the tears. Why are he gonna wipe away tears from their eyes? One, a lot of people, family and friends ain't gonna make it. That's gonna be a sad thing. And another one's gonna be tears of joy. You done made it in. Got a class coming soon. Are you saved? Everybody think they saved around here. That's coming. My great granddad used to say, are you saved? I'm trying to tell you. You saved. My father-in-law, he asked me, what you doing? What you doing with my daughter? What y'all doing? We went in the commandments. Went to, I think it was his birthday or something. We went to Red Lobster. And I don't know how it just end up me and him by ourselves. Oh, how did what? What the? Most High rest his soul. He was a preacher. He said he was sitting on that bench in front of Red Lobster. What you plan on doing with my daughter? I said, well, sir, we talking and dating and stuff. It's I plan to one day, to have her as my wife. He said, oh, okay. You saved? I said, yes, sir, I'm saved. He said, how you know? I said, I confess Jesus is my Lord and Savior. He said, oh, you good with me? Yeah, you got my blessing. That's what he said. That's what he said. That Red Lobster. That Red Lobster, that unclean place. But anyway, it says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, right, that's crazy that I got her dad's permission without trying to get it. That's wild. I'm not going over it before the end. I'll have to get with you tomorrow sometimes, daughter of Sarah. I'm not going to stay on here. So I'll get with you tomorrow on that. Hopefully tomorrow. It says, let's see. New Jerusalem. We already been here it's 2:19. I'm 19 minutes over. Oh, wrong way. But New Jerusalem. That should be. I was trying to center that right now. But anyway, you see it, guys. If you nothing wrong with having a ceremony, but you can't make somebody have one. We can't force our definitions onto people. We just not. We just can't. I mean, we can't do that. We not. We anyway. Let's get up out of here because I done had y'all here too long. And maybe next week I can get to my hour and 30 minutes. But this one that week. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yah and the faith of Yeshua. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life, and may to in through the gates into the city. For on the outside are dogs, and sorcerers, and whoremongers. If you are not married and you call yourself just sleep with all the women, that's fornication. But if you are married, I mean, if you have agreed to become married to someone, the best thing to do is to be engaged, go through the courting process, and wait till you have the actual wedding ceremony with witnesses and everything. Because there are witnesses. Did Adam have witnesses? Yes. Heaven and earth. The Most High, all the angels. And Adam and Eve and the Most High, of course. Did they have witnesses when Moses married the children of Israel, when Israel married the Most High? Yes. He said, I call against you what? Heaven and earth are the witnesses. They're in their own word. So if you are just a dude out here sleeping with all women, Brother Runner said that ain't fornication, two unmarried people. No, but you're a whoremonger when you just around sleeping with everybody with no marriage contract and with no intent. You are a whoremonger. That's what you are. You are a dog. You are a sodomite. That's what you are. You are a gigolo. So don't go out here saying, brother, no. You need to do like all of the people that made that mistake. Most of the people that made that mistake, what they do, they went through the proper channels and got that right. They paid for that woman for defiling her. They married. They got the permission from the father, and they married that woman. I'm trying to tell you, man. But the moment you are espoused, we even saw that you're married. You're married. Several states, several jurisdictions, they recognize that. But again, don't be that person. You and your person get married, y'all ain't got no contract. You better write up a contract, get it notarized, signed. Let a lawyer look over it. Because if somebody act a fool in breakups, let's just say you both have a house. His name on the house, your name ain't on the house. Good luck trying to get that house to be sold. Good luck with that. The state gonna be like, well, we don't recognize that you're not on the get both of your names on everything. Or just go get a license. That'll help protect you. You can. I ain't saying nothing wrong with getting a license. It just help to protect you. Give the woman protections, the man protections. All right, you understand? But anyway, on the outside are whoremongers and murderers and idolaters who are also what? Fornicators. And whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. I, Yeshua, have sent mine angels to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, and the bright and morning star, and the spirit and the bride said, come. And let him that heareth say, well, come. And let him that is athirst say, come. And whosoever will, let him take of the water of life freely. Brothers and sisters, I apologize for keeping you over again. I'm trying to do my best to get y'all in and out. In and out. But brothers, Thomas Jackson. I know what Thomas Jackson. Are you the Thomas Jackson that's 6'8", used to play basketball, and bully brother running out his locker in high school? Well, thank you, brother Thomas Jackson. Uh, Right? We'll get with that. Get with you on that tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there's some kind of reasoning for what it is. I'm sure there's kind of some kind of reason it can be merged together some kind of way. Oh, my wife said those that said that she looked beautiful. Thank you. She said appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, thank you all for your kind comments. But brothers and sisters, go out, share this information with people. You know, share. People need to know the truth, man. Share this with people. They might not like it, but once if they really truly sit down, they have to look. You know what, brother? You're right. We've been fooled. We've been fooled. This for somebody. I'm in North Carolina. No, they're not the same one. All right. Me and Thomas Jackson, he was a basketball star at the school, and he was like, "Hey man, can I be in the locker with you?" And I was like, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna put my coat in here." And I was like, "Cool." And I was cool by association. Thank y'all for y'all kind, but thank y'all for your kind comments. Thank you, brother Jackson, for coming on in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for coming on in. But prayer requests, Bible questions, like Sister Daughter Sarah, you know what to do. Uh, love all of you guys. Appreciate all of you guys. Um, pray for me, my strength in this. You know, it's you know, this ain't an easy day. It ain't easy being greasy. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'll never leave this. I love doing this. But thank you guys. Just pray for me and my family and our strength. Pray for our peace and prosperity. We'll pray for your peace and prosperity. If it ain't nothing else, we're gonna get up out of here. Peace and blessings to you. Fiona, it was good to see you, sister. It was good to see you. I emailed you, but it was good to see you. Love all of you guys. Peace and blessings. Go out, be an ambassador. Be a great example for the body of Hamashiach. You might be the only Torah people see. Thank him. Give him thanks every day that you are alive. Give him thanks every day you got strength in your body. Give him thanks every day that you in your right mind. Give him thanks you have a roof. Give him thanks you have a car. Give him thanks for whatever you may have. It's all because of him. Hallelujah. We are out. Peace and blessings to all.